Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Bubble Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, August 8th, and I am back looking at the games for Thursday afternoon in the MLB. We have a lot of games starting early today, and we're going to attack those starting with the New York Mets going up against the Colorado Rockies. Then the best play of the day is going to be the earliest starting game, the Giants going up against my Washington Nationals at 11 a.m. Central Time. 4 total player props today, with the 2 best player props being towards the end of the video, and both of them being night games, so everybody has a chance to watch those. Hope everybody enjoys their Thursday, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's get into this recap from Wednesday night. It is 5:57 a.m. What happened last night was I was watching the Tigers and Mariners game. I stayed up extra late for it, and I was going to record right after the game if we got the sweep, but I was too depressed because the Tigers and Matt Vierling just could not help themselves from scoring 3 runs or 2 runs in the top of the ninth and crushing that under for the sweep. The Tigers and the Mariners under 6.5 runs did not cash. Tigers scored 6, Mariners scored 2, 8 total. Paul Blackburn under 2.5 runs did hit 6 innings. Another about 100 pitches, only allowed 1 run in that game, was really good. Freddie Freeman, 2 singles back to back, first inning, fourth inning, 3 RBIs with those 2 singles. So a 2-in-1 day on the best bets. That's a 14-in-1 run now for the best bets between the free plays and the member plays. We had a 1-and-2 day on the graphic plays, and I did say with the White Sox not to bet it. So technically it's not a loss, but I'm going to put it up there as red. They did blow the game. Everybody was at work whenever it was on, but they were up 2-0. Then the A's scored 3 runs, I believe, on Tucson. So of course, it was Tukey Tucson. Luis Roberts, 0 for 4 day, over 1.5 bases, did not hit. And then Matt Vierling, like I said, came through in the clutch on the top of the ninth, put up 2 more runs, had a 3-hit day, all 3 being singles. So that was the day on Wednesday. Here's a look at the updated leaderboard. 2 on the player props. These game picks are weighing us down a little bit. Player props, 10 games above 500, but the game picks 1 game below 500, 32-23 year to date since the All-Star break. Let's try to get a sweep today for Thursday. We're going to be looking at the New York Mets going up against the Colorado Rockies today. I like this game for the Mets, but I'm not going to be able to take them minus 1.5 because I do think the Rockies are going to be able to put up some runs in this one as well. I'm going to take the Mets team total here over 5.5, play it up to 6.5 as the play. Watching the Mets on Wednesday night, they were able to have 7 hits in the first 3 innings. They only got 2 runs on the board. If they're able to put together that kind of hitting night again tonight, we should see the runs come across the plate. And that's just the law of averages coming into effect. They did score, I think it was 3 runs in the top of the ninth. So they did have a pretty good day putting up runs, but they had 7 hits in that first couple innings and they couldn't get any runs on the board. We are getting a very good matchup for the Mets to put up a lot of runs. We've got Austin Gomer back on the mound for the Rockies. He had a really good start to the season, but he has gone downhill fast. He's now coming in with a 4.56 ERA, a 1.29 whip. Over the last several games, he's giving up way too many hits and way too many runs, giving up 3+ runs in 8 of the last 9 appearances. He's also given up 5+ hits in 10 consecutive games. And maybe the worst part about all of this is that this guy is their guy in the rotation. He's got to give you 6+ innings of work, especially on the Rockies. The last thing you want as a Rockies fan is your starting pitchers to come out early, even whenever he's giving up a lot of hits and runs and a big numbers forced on the board. He has to go 5+ or 6+ innings because the alternative in the bullpen is way worse than anything he can do on the mound. The Rockies, they've got the worst bullpen in the MLB by a wide margin, even way worse than the Chicago White Sox. The Rockies also had their starter, Ryan Feltner, leave the game early on Wednesday night, only 1 inning due to injury. So they had to go to that bullpen very fast, and they're going to be a little bit weaker in the pen, even though they are already the worst team in baseball with the relief pitchers this season. Everything is set up for the Mets to put up a big number in this one. I'm going to take them here over 5.5 runs, play it up to 6.5 runs. If you want a side, I'd go with the Mets here, minus 1.5 the run line. David Peterson, he's going to be on the mound for them. He's been pretty reliable all season long. I think the Mets, they're going to put up a lot of runs. So obviously I would side with them. But just for me, in the one game pick today, give me the team total over 5.5. Again, play that up to 6.5. For the player prop on the screen, we're taking Francisco Lindor over 1.5 base against the Rockies. Had a 2-hit night last night. First inning, ninth inning. We are going to see Francisco Lindor lined up in that right-handed batter's box, I believe, because Austin this season, he has struggled going up against right-handed pitching. It is going to be a left against right matchup if he does do that. And of course, he does have the option being that switch hitter. But also in the season, he's giving up a batting average of 279 to right-handed hitting, only a 224 batting average to left side. The numbers for Lindor this season, they've been pretty similar on both sides of the plate. He's hitting above 250 on both sides, but we do see a lot of extra base hits coming up against lefties with not a whole lot of at-bats. He has 18 extra base hits, only 128 at-bats against lefties on the year, so he does like hitting against them more than the right side. I like him in this game to have an extra base hit, over 1.5 bases as the play there. Let's go over to the best play of the day. We're going to be looking at my Washington Nationals. The Giants going up against the Nationals. You better watch this game with someone. You better be able to call somebody if you're watching the Washington Nationals. This is going to be an 11 a.m. Central start time, so basically everybody's going to be at work. That might be the best case scenario here because you really don't want to watch the Nationals play. Last night, it was another roller coaster ride watching my favorite team play baseball. They had their chances in that game against the Giants. They lost it by 3 runs, and I had a thought as the game was starting, looking at the starting lineup, because we scored 11. We scored 11 runs on Tuesday night. Our manager, Dave Martinez, he decides to switch up the lineup. That makes perfect sense. After we finally found a way to put up double-digit runs, we're going to move everybody around the lineup. I hope that we go back to the original lineup we saw on Tuesday night. Take Lipscomb out, put Luis Garcia back in, Alex Call back down to the bottom five, Vargas back at third base. We should be perfectly fine. I understand why we moved Call up because he's hitting very well right now, but sometimes just because someone's hitting well doesn't mean you should just throw him in the two-hole. That leaves the bottom half wide open for failure. We scored 11 runs because everybody on the bottom half, starting with James Wood on the 5-hole on Tuesday night, found a way to get on base, and C.J. Abrams at the top of the lineup would hit them in. Maybe we really aren't trying to win games, but I'm done talking about it. I'm going to take this one over 8.5 runs because obviously I can't trust the Nationals. These teams, besides the one game that we took the over, have been scoring a lot of runs over the last 2 games. And to be fair to myself, we had 5 runs in the first 3 innings of the first game. They just couldn't score anything after that. We are going to have Kyle Harrison going for the Giants. We should be able to tattoo this guy because he's going to be throwing the fastball a ton in this game, and we are very good against that pitch. He throws that fastball 60% of the time, and he only has 3 total pitches, and some of us are pretty good at hitting the curveball as well. For the Giants, they've just been good all series long. It doesn't matter who we throw out there. This team is extremely good at hitting left-handed pitching. They're top 3 in baseball. They're making a run for the Diamondbacks as one of the best teams in baseball hitting left-handers. It is going to be DJ Hurst out there for us. Our rookies are basically getting a free year to do whatever they want. I like that about the Nationals. DJ has been very good over the last couple games, but he does have a problem giving up runs, even though he doesn't give up a lot of hits. He walks a few too many people. He finds a way to give up runs, things that a rookie will eventually work out of. But right now, as a rookie, he is making those mistakes. I think with the guys we have on the mound and with the way both of these teams have been swinging the bat over the entire series, we should see this over hit pretty easily. Give me the over 8.5 runs here as the play. For the player prop on the screen, we're going to be going back to James Wood. I think he's going to be a superstar in the making. He's really good this season for the Nationals. We're going to take him over 1.5 bases as the play. There is nothing really bad I can say about James Wood so far in the season. He's only been with us since the start of July, and he's already becoming one of our best players this year. He is the best player we have in the farm system. He's the #1 prospect on this team, and he is showing up. He's coming in with a 261 batting average. He's hitting 290 this season against right-handed pitching. This is going to be a left-handed matchup. He has been a little bit worse going up against the left side, but I think we're going to get a couple base hits in this game out of him because he loves to hit the changeup. He hits that pitch over 500 in the season, and he really likes to hit the fastball as well. He has a +7 run value going up against that pitch. He's hitting at 304. That's going to be 80% of the pitches that we see in this game out of Kyle. So I'm going to take him in this game over 1.5 bases, and it helps that he's been extra hot to play. So like James Wood in this game, let's go over to the best props of the day. We're going to be starting with the batting prop. Give me Zach Neto of the Los Angeles Angels to go over 1.5 bases going up against the Yankees. This is, I believe, another star in the making. I just talked about James Wood, but Zach Neto for the Angels this season, he's been elite for them. He's coming into this game with a 256 batting average. He's been a force to be reckoned with over the last 4 games for the Angels. He collected a hit in 4 consecutive games, having 12 RBIs over the last 4 games, including 3 home runs. Last night, going up against the Yankees, he hit a grand slam. He also had a 2 RBI double. I was really hoping that he wouldn't have that good of a game because he would have a bounce-back performance going up against the Yankees, and they wouldn't be scared to throw at him, but it is what it is. I'm going to take him in this game because I do like the numbers going up against Nestor Cortez that we have. It's going to be a left-against-right matchup, and that's going to be perfect for us because Zach Neto on the season, he crushes left-handed pitching, 422 batting average, having 27 hits and only 67 at-bats. He very rarely gets a pitching matchup going up against the left side, but whenever he does not disappoint. We also have a matchup going up against a guy in Cortez who throws that fastball nearly 50% of the time. And while the numbers say Zach's only hitting that pitch 273, the website Baseball Savant also has expected batting average. It's way higher, 313 on the season, which is basically telling us that he's hitting the fastball well. He's just hitting it right at people. He's also good this season going up against that cutter. He has a batting average of 263 against that pitch. And if Nestor Cortez continues to throw heat in this game, which he has done 74% of the time of his pitches this season, we should be in store for another couple hits out of Zach. Give me the over 1.5 bases here as the play for the pitching prop. We're going to be looking at the Tampa Bay Rays going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm taking Shane Baz in this one. Under 2.5 runs, that's the play. If you've been following the channel for a while, I usually fade Shane Baz, but I'm going to take him tonight because the Cardinals, they continue to struggle hitting people in. The St. Louis Cardinals, they also struggle at hitting the fastball. And we're going to see that pitch the majority of the time in this game out of Shane. And he doesn't throw the league average. He's touching 98 most of the time. He averages a pitch in 96 with the fastball. This should be all heat in this game, and that's going to be trouble for the Cardinals because, again, remember that breakdown. They only have one player who's hitting above 290 on the season against the fastball. He's not even in the lineup. Most of the guys who will be playing in this game have a batting average well below 250, and the Cardinals continue to struggle with guys in scoring position. They're the third worst team in baseball with runners in scoring position this season. They're only hitting 220 with runners in scoring position. If you've been watching Shane as well over the last couple games, he is somehow a wizard getting himself out of these jams, especially if you watch that game going up against the Yankees a couple starts ago. He allowed 9 people on base in that game. He only went 3 innings. He didn't allow a run. He's been doing that over the last couple games as well, giving up 6 hits to the Astros through 5 innings, only gave up 2 runs, gave up no runs to the Yankees, kept the Reds off the scoreboard as well. I don't know if it's luck or skill, but I do know going up against the Cardinals, they can't hit the fastball, and so far this year, they're not very good with ducks in the pond. Give me Shane Bass here, under 2.5 runs as the best pitching prop of the day. Let's go over to the recap. We are going to be taking the Mets. Team total over 5.5 runs, played up to 6.5. Francisco Lindor over 1.5 bases going up against the Rockies. James Wood over 1.5 bases going up against the Giants. We're taking the over 8.5 runs between the Giants and the Nationals, the earliest game of the day. Zach Neto over 1.5 bases, and then Shane Baz under 2.5 runs against the Cardinals. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Thursday, August 8th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.